Hi guys, welcome to another video. Will I ever buy a Chanel bag ever again? New from store. Will I? I haven't bought a Chanel bag for the longest time. Why not? What is stopping me? And can we answer the question of whether I will ever buy anything again? Let's get going. So guys, I love Chanel. I really do love Chanel. But there are various reasons why I have not bought a new from store Chanel bag for such a long time. I can't actually remember the last one that I bought. It must be my denim. Let's just grab it. It must be my denim Chanel 19. It must be my classic flap, which is down there, and the WOC. They were the first two. The trendy I bought and I sold. The Deauville, which is over there somewhere. I'm pretty sure it must be this one. And it is an absolutely fabulous bag. I bought this in Paris in 2022. I'm pretty sure it was 2022. Time marches on, doesn't it? So I've had this over 2 years now. Yeah, 2.5 years. So in that time since then, I have not bought a Chanel bag new from store. Now I have bought a Chanel bag very recently, which is this one, which is an absolute favourite. So this is the mini rectangle in caviar, and the colour of this is just perfect for me. I've used this bag so much more than I ever thought. It is my quick go-to, grab it, love it, goes with everything. Dress it up, dress it down, all the rest of it. It is a beautiful, it's like a petrol blue. It's definitely classed as blue, but it's definitely got a green undertone to it. It comes up quite bright on the screen, but in real life it's probably more like, yeah, that's probably a fairer representation of it. Anyway, I bought this pre-loved from Bagista, and I love this bag. So what is stopping me buying new from store? Well, there's many reasons. The first and the biggest reason is the prices. The prices of the bags that I really like in Chanel are just insane. Insanely expensive. They have gone up so much since I bought. I just grabbed this one. So let's just talk about this one. This one I bought about, again, I'll have to work out exactly when it was. It's about 7 or 8 years ago, I believe. And this was £4,500. Now at the time it was extortionate, and I actually felt sick buying it, but it didn't stop me. Now these are in the region of £10,000. So they have more than doubled in the last 7 years, something like that, which is just crazy because they were super expensive at the time. Now I know the time value of money, it's a lot of years ago that I bought this, but either way it has gone up beyond all recognition. Now, does that put you off buying any more of these? Well, of course it does. If these are £10,000 per bag, honestly, it is just insane, isn't it? So the classic flaps are completely out. They're just out. The prices are just ridiculous. However, on top of that, even though the prices of the classic flaps are ridiculous, even if for some reason they had a huge price decrease, which they will never do, but even if they did, I wouldn't know what to choose. I love the look of them. I love the style of them. I love caviar, and we'll come on to that. But the classic flap, the jumbo, I have one. I don't want another one. One is enough for me. I like a bag with a top handle. I've realised that over the years. I like a bag with a top handle that also potentially has a crossbody function if it is a smaller bag. If it's a bigger bag, I like a top handle. I don't mind it on the crook of the arm. But the classic flap, as we all know, the chain lengths on them are they just don't suit me at all. The jumbo, it goes nicely over your shoulder, doubled up, but it isn't my favourite style of bag to wear it like that. So I wouldn't buy another jumbo. I'm glad I've got that one. The medium large is a beautiful size bag, but the chain is just, It's not one thing or another. It doesn't sit under your arm. If you double it up, it won't go under my arm. It just sits sort of quite average, sort of like halfway. It's not really a long shoulder bag, and it's definitely not a crossbody bag. Yeah, it doesn't have a top handle, and the same again with the small size. The maxi, forget it, that's even bigger than the jumbo. So there we have back to the mini, where at least it has a crossbody chain, and the chain length on this, I wish it was a smidgen longer, but it's definitely doable for me. So this becomes the perfect classic flap, but it's not even classed as a classic flap. It is, I suppose it's just the mini rectangle. So yeah, the styles really, whether it is the classic flaps or whether it is some of the other styles, nothing grabs me in Chanel like Louis Vuitton does, like Dior does. Obviously I have my love of Hermes. I don't love everything in Hermes, but I love the Birkins and the Kellys, and oh, I do like the Evelyn. But in Chanel I just struggle. I go in there and it all looks really beautiful, and I just will never see something that I think that is the one, I have to have it. In which case I just don't buy anything. Going on from the styles and the colours, they do a lot of seasonal colours that are just, they do lots of pinks and yellows. Again, it's very rare that a colour comes through that I just absolutely have to have. This obviously is a beautiful, it's still quite dark, but it's neutral, but it's got something about it. These are very rare, and they're really hard to come by, something of this colour. I love certain greens, obviously I love blacks and navy blues, I love burgundies. I don't like pastel shades, and it seems to be a lot of pastel shades, a lot of ice cream colours. I think they're called watercolours. They're just not really my cup of tea. There's a lot of beige colours and caramels and tan colours. Again, they're not really my cup of tea. Following on from that, Chanel don't do a lot of caviar anymore, not in the styles that I like. So I loved the trendy, as in the style of it. It was the flap bag, it had a top handle, it had a shortish crossbody chain, but at least it had a chain. And it only ever came in lambskin, as far as I know. It may have come out in a goat skin, I really don't know, but it definitely hasn't come out in caviar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never seen one. I've been on the hunt for one forever. And maybe just the amount of leather in that would make it too heavy. Is caviar heavier than lambskin? I think it maybe is. I don't know. But my point is that there's just not that much in caviar, and therefore I can never find anything. I do love the Chanel 19. Obviously I've got the denim. Part of me wishes, don't come for me, part of me wishes that I'd just gone for a classic leather in this. I think I would have used it so much more. I think I got carried away in the moment. Oh, it looks nice with this top actually, doesn't it? But it is such a seasonal bag, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't use it anywhere near as much as I should. So part of me wishes I got this in the leather, but I would only go for the goat skin because it's a little bit more durable than the lambskin. Again, they don't do this in caviar. So yeah, there's lots of reasons. There's also a big reason why I won't buy Chanel anymore, is following on from why I don't like lambskin, is the quality of the lambskin. I had a trendy CC in the grey lambskin, and I've also had a card holder in the lambskin, and it just doesn't hold up well. Not like caviar. This is a 4 or 5 year old bag, I think, and it is beautiful, and it's lost a little bit of shape here over time, but the caviar itself, the leather itself, there's nothing on the corners. It's absolutely beautiful. It really, really is. There's literally nothing to note on it. Whereas my trendy CC, I hardly used it. In fact, I did a video a while ago and I was talking about it, obviously before I decided to sell it. And as I was showing it, I saw a big scratch on it, and the scratch was only there from me taking it down from the shelf because I hadn't used it. So it is so delicate, and the card holder obviously being in and out of your bag, yeah, and actually I did sell the card holder, and the person who's bought it absolutely loves it, and it is beautiful, but it did have little signs of wear on it, and whereas my daughter has the caviar version, not even a mark on it. So I am not overly sure about the quality of Chanel lambskin. I don't know, I'm just not overly sure. And the other reason that I struggle with Chanel is just the customer service. Now I know I have had my issues with Hermes, but when my sales associate was there before he left, and obviously my sales associate before him, they were both amazing, and I only ever had, up until that point, really, really good customer service at Hermes. Dior are impeccable. Susie in Manchester, in Selfridges Dior, you could not find a nicer person if you tried. She is simply unbelievable. She really, really is, and everyone at Dior has been amazing with me. Louis Vuitton, obviously, my James in London Bond Street, he is just, again, equally as insanely amazing. So I have no worries about Dior or Louis Vuitton or even Hermes. I know I've had my different issues. And Fendi, I have been welcomed at Fendi, both in the Bond Street store, but in particular in Selfridges. Honestly, when I got my my Fendi first, my first Fendi first, which is, I love that bag so much. Yeah, Craig, who looked after me with that purchase, he could not have been nicer. His whole team could not have been nicer. So Fendi are amazing. Chanel, no. You either get really bad customer service where they literally don't want to help you, or you're sort of rushed in and out a little bit. I've never been able to forge a relationship with anybody in Chanel, whether in Manchester or in London. And I don't really understand why. It's just a different experience in there for me than it is in all the other fashion houses. So it does put me off. It does. It won't put me off buying a bag, because if there's something I want, I won't let somebody's attitude, for example, sort of stop me from buying something. However, it does put you off wanting to even go into store, doesn't it? So overall, Chanel, I want to love it. I do love it. I love the look of it. It's so classic. It's beautiful. But it's going down the list for me of my... it was always in my top 4 favourite brands, and I just don't think it is anymore. If you think I haven't hardly bought anything from Chanel, this would be definitely the last thing. Must have been. And this was 2 and a bit years ago, and I haven't even contemplated buying anything new from store. So what is the answer? Will I ever buy anything from Chanel again, direct from store? Well, never say never. They may well bring something back that is a little bit more like this, in sort of like a beautiful crossbody mini that's in caviar in an amazing colour, or something that's more like the trendy, that's a flat bag with a little top handle, for example, in caviar in a really nice colour. So I would say never. I would love to buy Chanel, I really would, but I'm not buying for the sake of a label. I'm really not. So at this moment in time, I cannot see anything that's coming out or come out or anything else that I would buy direct from store. There's literally nothing. The collections come and go, and they don't interest me at all. Will I buy pre-loved Chanel? Yes. Yes. Again, I'm a little bit in love with the mini, so if something happens to fall on my lap that happens to be something that I love from collections past that is caviar, then probably, because hopefully I can get a reasonable price compared to these crazy prices that are now in store. So the answer is never say never. It's never say never. It's unlikely in the near future, but You never know. I never know. I never want to say that I will never do something again, because I'll prove myself wrong and I'll have to come back on here and say I lied. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the current collections in Chanel, guys. Are you loving things? Are you still die-hard Chanel fans? Do you have good customer service? If so, where do you shop? If in the UK, let me know. Let me know where you shop. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.